Now, at this point, some of you may be wondering, what's all this fuss about a list? What is a list anyway, and why do I need one? So when I say list, I'm referring to an email list, and not just an arbitrary list of email addresses of people that you have no connection with. So when I say list, I'm talking specifically about a group of people who are uniquely suited to benefit from your services, your community, your tribe. These are the people who, when you meet at a networking event or a cocktail party and you tell them what you do, these are the folks that go, "Oh yeah, that sounds awesome. I could really use that someday." Yes, someday is the operative word here, because the vast majority of people that you meet that are great candidates for your services are not typically ready to throw down a credit card the first time you meet them, right? That happens really infrequently. So if we flip it around, imagine you like to get massage and you're at a networking event and you meet a massage therapist. Well, you find them pleasant enough and you like what they say about their approach, but unless you're in pain right that very minute, you probably aren't going to book an appointment right then and there. Now, if that massage therapist is smart, she'll get your information and she'll put you on her list. She'll add you to her community of followers, of people who have stood up and said, "Yes, I'm interested." And how does she know they're interested? Because they gave her their email address. Doing so implies consent for her to communicate with them. Now, if she's a savvy businesswoman and on her game, she will have learned how to nurture her list. She might have an engaging newsletter that she sends out regularly, or maybe she does videos that give her clients and prospective clients information that she knows they'll find useful. Or perhaps she does webinars to teach her tribe things she knows that they're burning to learn. Now, if you have engaged in any of these activities or purchased a course to learn how, and you don't have a list of at least 500 engaged ideal clients, you're putting the cart before the horse. And marketing doesn't work unless it's in the right order. This is the biggest trap I see aspiring entrepreneurs fall into, the one that I myself fell prey to, and I see it as the number one cause of frustration and discouragement. Now, there's so much hype out there about blogging and doing webinars, social media, writing a book, or podcasting, but until you have a list, none of these things will work. And the first thing you need to do before any of those nurture strategies will work is to build a community to nurture. All right, now getting back to you and our massage therapist. So you've met someone that resonates with you, but you don't have a burning need at the moment for a massage, at least not burning enough yet to separate you from that hard-earned cash of yours. Then one day, maybe a week after meeting her, maybe a month, maybe 2 years, you wake up with a horrendous kink in your neck. Now you're ready to pull that credit card out, aren't you? And if she's done her job of continuing to stay on top of your mind by sending you regular emails that engage you and at the very least don't make you want to unsubscribe, you'll be quite likely to call her, won't you? In fact, you'll probably be delighted to have a need for her because the whole time you've been reading her emails or watching her videos, you've been getting to know her and she's been building your trust. So let's look at some of the benefits of a list. Now, if you've ever hosted an event or a webinar and have been disappointed by the turnout, or if you've ever written an article or posted something on social media and didn't get very many views, then you're probably starting to get how important a list is. Now, I'd like you to imagine just for a minute the difference it would make to have 3,000 people to announce your webinar to, or launch your program, or a book, or a podcast. I'd like you to imagine how much easier it would be to fill a webinar if you had 3,000 people to announce it to. Or what about 5,000 or 10,000? How many more books do you think you could sell? How many more listeners to your podcast? You know, another benefit of having a list that many don't think about is market research. If you aren't clear who your target audience is or what your messaging is, building a list is actually the quickest way to figure that out. Now, once you've attracted several thousand people to you, turn around and ask them, "Who are you people?" The answer may surprise you, and I assure you it will be different from anything you could drum up in your home office, even with the help of a business coach. And if you're struggling with your messaging, just ask your audience, "What are you struggling with?" And they will tell you exactly how you can help them, and your messaging is the words that they use. When you have a list of thousands, you never have to worry about where your next sale will come from. You'll actually have more time to enjoy doing the things that you love the most. And for most of us, that means more time serving our clients, not chasing around town looking for people who may or may not want our services. Because it really is a numbers game. Going back to our massage therapist example, the more people she has on her list, the more people at any given time are going to be ready for her services. Right? Doesn't that make sense? So if you've been working hard on your marketing and you're still struggling to get clients, building your list is the cure. A list will enable you to always have something to tap into. Someone will always be ready to purchase, so you won't suffer from the peaks and valleys that plague so many entrepreneurs. And if you're just starting out and you're not sure yet what your niche is, building an audience is the fastest way to find out. Simply build an audience around a topic that you're passionate about. See who you've attracted and ask them what they need. It's the fastest way to jumpstart any business and will bring you instant clarity. Building a list is for you if you're looking to build a freedom business, because a list will enable you to work anywhere and create income on demand anytime. You know, building an audience has enabled me to not only make money and in a very short amount of time, but to finally take time for myself. To, in my 50s, finally start to relax and enjoy my life. And trust me, it's not because I saved up a big retirement cushion. I had nothing. And I can't tell you how great it feels to be able to say yes to most of the things that I want to do, to have the time to do them and not have the constant worry about money coloring everything. So if you've lost your retirement in the economic crisis, or like me, you never got around to saving one, don't worry, because once you know how to build an audience and then connect with that audience and convert those prospects into customers, you can basically create income on demand anytime from anywhere. So today, I'm going to show you the first step in that process, and that's putting a foundation under your business. And the best and fastest way to build your list so that you can not only create an income that gives you options, the option to stay home or to travel, to rent, to own, to pay off debt, put kids through college, but also the time freedom to enjoy your life. Now, I know that some of you are looking for that same kind of freedom, and some of you are just wanting the time to raise your kids yourself. Now, if you have kids and a job, you are juggling a lot. And I just want to acknowledge you for listening to that voice that's telling you that there's got to be another way, and for trusting that voice enough to take the time to be here today. Because sometimes it just takes partnering with the right mentor, somebody who can show you step by step the process to put things in the right order for you to achieve your dream. When I look back, my life seems to be a study of time and money, and how those two things seem to live in parallel universes that never seem to be able to intersect. You know what I'm talking about here? Well, when I was younger, I had lots of freedom. I had fun experiences and friends and time to do things that I could afford to do because actually I was dirt poor. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't work, because I did. And I worked in all the industries that I loved, music and then fitness, because I was following my passions and I believed that the money would follow, except that it never really did. So finally in my 30s, I got tired of being poor and I started wanting things like, a house and a car, the American dream kind of stuff. So I decided to switch gears and go for the money. I started getting jobs like waiting tables, office jobs, anything I could get with a regular payday that I could rely on. And then one day I had the opportunity to start a business. It was a children's toy company. Now, I went way out on a limb and borrowed the money to purchase a little startup company that made cardboard building bricks. And I worked and worked and worked and learned everything I could about business and marketing and grew that little company to 7 figures in just a few short years. And I thought I had made it. I'd found my calling. I'm a business person. I was making money. I could finally afford the house and the car. I could eat out in nice restaurants. Whew, I almost felt like an adult. And then I got a wake-up call when the economic crisis hit. And I ended up having to sell that business for next to nothing. And the stress of losing that business and my income and everything that I associated with success put me in the hospital, where I almost died of acute adrenal failure. Talk about a wake-up call. And that's when I realized that I had just spent the last 13 years of my life working that business, making money, yes, but without any kind of life outside of that business. I was working so hard that I had let life pass me by. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard of a corporate slave? Well, you can create a business that enslaves you just as much as any corporation can. And suddenly, success didn't seem very successful anymore. So here I was again with lots of time, but no business and no money. And so I became obsessed with creating a freedom business. Now, I had learned a thing or two about business and marketing with my old company, and I knew a thing or two about the internet. So how hard could it be, I thought, to use the internet to create a business that would give me the time and financial freedom that I was seeking? Well, I started following all the gurus and learning about all the things that many of you are learning about, taking this course and that, blogging to the stratosphere, making videos that no one but my closest friends were watching. Well, at least they said they were watching, posting on Facebook, launching webinars and programs and ebooks to crickets. There was just nobody out there listening to this stuff. And I was truly spinning my wheels, just like so many of you are. So months later, I had no more than a trickle of income to show for my efforts, and I'd reached the end of my savings, and I had to make a decision. Get a job, which after running your own business for so long is pretty much like a jail sentence, or get help. So this dream of creating a life where I had both time and money, and at the same time, was just too big for me to give up. So I found a way to scrape together enough money to hire a mentor, someone who had achieved what I was wanting and who could walk me through the steps. It took a leap of faith, all right. I had figured everything out on my own in my old business, though in hindsight, I can't say that reinventing the wheel had been the easiest nor the fastest route to success. And I'm kind of running out of time here, folks. So hiring that mentor actually turned out to be the best thing I have ever done, because she showed me what I was doing wrong quickly. She showed me how to put all the pieces that I'd been gathering together and in the right order. And as soon as I did, everything changed. Now I have found the key to creating a business that supports my lifestyle instead of trying to fit my life around a demanding business. And it's a whole new paradigm, and one that's not that difficult to achieve. You just have to have the right pieces, and you have to have them in the right order. All right, so now that we've established that the right order for your marketing is to build your list first before anything else will work, let's take a look at an overview of what I'll be sharing with you today. So first, we're going to talk about what a telesummit is. So some of you might be scratching your head going, I'm not quite so sure. There's telesummits, there's teleseminars. I'm not sure what that is. So we're going to talk about what a telesummit is. Then we're going to go over the benefits of building your list by hosting a telesummit. It really is one of the most powerful, fastest ways to build your list and get known in your industry. Then I'm going to share with you the secret sauce, the top things you need to pull off a successful telesummit. And it's not really as difficult as it might sound. Now, if all that resonates with you and you want to explore this concept further, after that, I have the perfect next step for you. And I'll be wrapping up this section of the webinar before going into the Q&A with a very special bonus. The blueprint for creating a six-figure freedom business. So stick around because I'll be sharing with you the exact roadmap that just about every coach, consultant, healer, and guru that you can think of who have successful 6- and 7-figure online freedom businesses has used. Okay, so what is a telesummit? Well, a telesummit is simply an online multi-speaker event that features a series of experts who are speaking on a specific topic, like perhaps living with diabetes or adopting a raw food diet or life after divorce. Now, the host of the telesummit finds and then interviews various experts on the theme of the summit. And typically, the interviews are pre-recorded and delivered to people who asked to join the summit. So these people have received an email announcing the summit, and they've opted in or entered their name and email address and requested to join. Now, the first time I came into contact with a telesummit was actually as a participant. So I think this is a good example to show you what a telesummit is from the side of the participant. So my husband and I were, shall we say, working on our relationship, and I received an email about a relationship summit that featured interviews with top experts in the relationship field. Well, of course, this caught my attention, and I opted in. So every day for about 10 days or so, I received an email with that day's interviews, and they were great. My husband and I listened together and we learned so much, and we got lots of great tips and tools to use, and we started seeing things through a different lens. Now, because each interview was available for just a day or so, it became like an event for us. So something to look forward to coming home to and listening to together. I had no idea at the time that this was a list build for the host. You see, the email that I received announcing the summit was from our marriage counselor, who was one of the speakers that was featured on the summit. So, of course, I was on her list. So she sent me and everybody else on her list an email to promote the summit. Now, when I opted in, I was now on the list of the host of the summit. And as my husband and I listened to each interview, we got to know the host, as you do with the host of a favorite radio or TV show. And when he started sending us his newsletter, we recognized him and read it. And as he took us down his sales funnel, offering us tips and tidbits and more valuable information, we became prime candidates for his services because we felt like we knew him, we liked him, and we trusted him. Now, that all started with the telesummit. We had no idea who he was before that, and he had no list. Pretty cool, huh? So it gave him exposure and an audience. You see, the experts that he gathered together to interview already had substantial lists. Now, the requirement for them to participate was that they promote the summit to their list. Now, why would the experts agree to promote his summit, right? He's kind of a nobody. Because they want exposure to the other experts' audiences. You see, list building, reaching new audiences, is something you will always be engaged in and a major part of any successful entrepreneur's marketing. So each expert offered a free gift at the end of their interview. And when a participant opted in to receive the free gift, now they're added to that expert's list, and that expert can now nurture the relationship with their newsletter, blog post, or video. It's like a big, giant cross-pollination party and a giant win for everyone. It's a win for the host, who may not have a list at all. He's leveraging his time and the effort to put the thing together, and he ends up with a list of thousands. It's a win for the experts because all they have to do is invest an hour or so of their time for the interview and send a couple of emails to their list, and they end up getting exposed to the other experts' audiences and growing their list. And, of course, it's a win for the participants who get hours of free, really valuable information on a topic that they're interested in and introduced to experts they probably wouldn't have heard about, people who may end up helping them with some amazing shift in their life. So let's look at some of the benefits of doing a list build by hosting a telesummit. Well, first of all, the telesummit list build model is a tried and true blueprint that has been proven over and over again to work. As long as you follow the blueprint, whether you're a newbie or you're experienced, you can build a list of 2,000 to 4,000 people in 60 to 90 days, and many times even more than that. Now, it's perfect for people just getting started who don't have a list because by and large, you don't have a lot of money when you're just starting out. And so in this model, you're leveraging your time. But there are also many successful entrepreneurs who continue to use this model as their main list building activity year after year. Now, have there ever been people who have hosted a summit and not built a list into the thousands? Yes. And every single time, it's simply a matter that they didn't follow the steps or they left out some really important piece. It's affordable. The major investment for this method is your time. Now, you'll probably want to hire a VA to help with some of the background technical stuff and invest in some really low-cost technology, which I'll talk about in a sec, but that's really about it. And as with any strategy or blueprint, you'll get the most bang for your buck and ensure your success if you have a coach or a mentor walk you through it. But that's probably something you want to consider for your business anyway. Now, this is a great way to position yourself as an expert among experts. Another name for this is the reporter model. So when Oprah invites guests to be interviewed on her show, she's seen as an expert among experts. You are automatically positioned as an expert right along with the experts in your field that you are interviewing, so you get a huge credibility jump right out of the gate. And this is a great way to cultivate relationships with JV partners. Partnering is something that I don't hear talked about anywhere near as much as it should be, because the two fastest ways that I have ever seen anybody grow their business is one, building a list, and two, finding the right people to partner with, partners who are farther along in their business and willing to collaborate with you to help you grow your business. They're out there. Let's face it, it can be difficult, not to mention lonely, to grow a business by yourself. And this is a great way to immerse yourself in an industry that you already love and meet and cultivate relationships with those potential joint venture partners who can mentor you, help jumpstart your business, and offer immediate affiliate income opportunities. And this is a great way to receive mentoring and share wisdom. I feel like the most engaging summits are around a theme that the host is more than curious about, but around a topic that the host struggles with as well and is very passionate about. And when that is the case, by hosting, you will receive such amazing wisdom from the experts you interview that you'll end up learning so much yourself while you're giving to the community, the audience you've attracted who are also struggling with the same problems. All right, so what does it take to host a successful telesummit? As with any marketing, the content and the way you communicate it is key. So it's important to have a really compelling theme that will attract thousands of your ideal clients. And you don't want to spend all that time and effort on a topic that doesn't really get people excited. And by and large, topics that get people excited are things that they are struggling with in their own life. So perhaps divorce or overeating or diabetes. Things that people are looking for solutions for. Now, you want to pick a theme that's broad enough that you can invite experts to speak who would make a good adjunct to what you're offering, to your services. So, for example, let's say you're a web designer. Well, a theme about creating WordPress blogs might be too narrow. The experts that are likely to participate in a theme like that would probably be direct competitors. So a better approach would be to look at what your ideal client is trying to achieve. So if you're a web designer, for example, your ideal client is probably interested in branding. So a better theme might be branding for success or some such thing, so that you would become the expert in website development and you would invite experts in other fields like graphic designers, copywriters, etc., that could talk about all the different aspects of branding. Now, these speakers would make great JV partners in the future. So you see how that works? But you can miss a huge opportunity with something as simple as the theme and the title that you pick. But when you get those things right, that's what allows you to attract thousands of your ideal client who are struggling with the exact same problem that you are offering a solution for. Okay, as far as the expert speakers that you invite, the magic number seems to be about 20. You want to have at least 20 experts who already serve audiences of your ideal client. So these experts need to have lists themselves in the thousands. Now, not every expert in an industry is a good candidate. Just because they've authored a book doesn't mean that they've focused on list building. And if they don't have a list, they can't help you. Now, a Facebook following doesn't count. We've seen over and over again that Facebook followers just don't convert into telesummit participants, not anywhere near as much as people on an email list do. Now, the experts that have large lists understand the process. They get it. You won't have to educate them. They've done hundreds of these things before, and they understand the value of collaboration. They get it. They're set up to send and receive the technology and to make the whole thing work. Now, at this point, I usually get a question that's something along the lines of, well, why would these famous people want to be interviewed by me? I'm a nobody. Maybe I don't even have a website or I don't have a following. This is a real common concern. And I can tell you that these experts don't care. They get it. They have to be list building all the time in their business anyway. And they started out at some point, and most of them started out the same way by hosting a telesummit with no list, no website, no fame, no glory. So they get it. And what they're doing is they know that you are leveraging your time by putting this thing together. And what they're getting is the exposure to the other experts' lists. So nobody is expecting you to be this famous expert in the industry with some incredible website and a huge client base. They really aren't. Most of the time, they're just grateful that you are willing to invest your time into putting this event together. Okay, so systems and technology. Now you're probably getting a little nervous about that. And I'll tell you, it's really not that big a deal. There's not a whole lot that has to go into one of these things. You'll need an opt-in page and something to host the opt-in page on. So that's simply a page that a potential participant will go to watch a short video explaining the theme and inviting them to sign up. Now, there's two very popular platforms that are used for this. One is Lead Pages. Now, Lead Pages is an all-in-one solution. It's a very, very easy to use templated system where you can go in and create an opt-in page or a sales page literally in minutes, and it's hosted right on Lead Pages' site. It's about $30-$40 a month, something like that. Now, another solution is Optimize Press. This is a WordPress theme, or it can also be used as a plugin, and it's meant for marketers. It's designed exactly to create these kind of pages, and I think it's about $100 or so. Now, to use Optimize Press, you'll need to have WordPress, which is free, but you might need to hire a VA to help you set up. And you'll have to have hosting for it. So there are tons of hosts out there, and they're very, very inexpensive, from as low as $5 a month. You can get hosting for your opt-in page. Now, you'll also want a way to track the clicks and opt-ins that you get to your opt-in page to make sure that your marketing language is hitting. Now, for that, you can use Pretty Links, which is a free WordPress plugin. And again, you might need some help from a VA to help you set that up. Now, as far as conducting the interviews, you can do a video interview or an audio interview. And if you're doing video or audio, probably the most common solution is Skype, which of course is free, but then you'll need a way to record the interview. And I recommend Call Recorder for Mac, which is just $30, a one-time fee. And there's comparable options for a PC that are priced the same. Now, you can also use Google Hangouts, which is free as well, but that technology can sometimes trip people up, including your expert, who are not familiar with it. So that's something you want to make sure you're not using that unless you are really familiar with it. Now, in terms of hosting your video, you can host the video on Vimeo and YouTube. Both of those are free, so that you don't have to bog down your own server, your own host. Now, if you're doing audio only, you can also do audio only on Skype, but a lot of people also use Instant Teleseminar. And I believe that's about $47 a month, something like that. That will allow you to record an interview over the telephone. Now, there's a multitude of other call recorder softwares that are out there, softwares as well as apps, for iPhone. And it's very easy to find something. You just need to get a decent quality two-way recording of a telephone conversation if that's the way that you want to go. Now, the last thing you'll need is an email service provider like MailChimp, which is free, or Aweber or GetResponse. And this is so that you can collect people's email addresses, because that is your list. So truly, that's about it for the technology. And as you can see, it's nothing that adds up to a whole bunch of money. I know a lot of you are do-it-yourselfers and have already created your own WordPress site and have messed around with an autoresponder and stuff like that. So there's nothing that's any more difficult than anything you've already done in that regard. And if you haven't done that, or if you're just a total technophobe, it's fine, because there are VAs out there who are doing these all the time. The technology is very simple, and it really doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to hire a VA to help you with the back end. In fact, there's a lot of benefits in doing that, to be honest with you, because your time is better spent on other things. Now, I've promised you 5 pillars of a successful telesummit, and I always deliver on my promises. So number 4 is a well-coordinated launch strategy. Now, this is critical to a successful summit. A summit is a launch, just like any other launch. So what you want to do is pick a date and stick to it. And once you have your summit start date, all your other dates will fall into line. And you want to stick to those deadlines, because this signals to your partners that you are serious and to your new audience that you are trustworthy. Now, you'll want to have a well-timed sequence of messages going out to the audience, and you also want to make sure that your partners get everything that they need in a timely fashion. Look, the good news is that simply delivering on these promises will skyrocket your credibility and help you stand out among the crowd, because sadly, most people do not. And the last pillar is where I see most entrepreneurs making the biggest mistake, and that is in expert management. Communication is key with your experts. Getting them the promo copy on time, staying in touch with them, making sure that they know when to promote and that they actually do it. This is where I see so many summits fail and where so many people get disappointing results. And it's just as simple as communication, staying in touch with, and building those relationships with the experts that are participating in your summit. So as you can see, there's not a lot that makes up the difference between a really successful summit and one that isn't so much. But there are some distinct things that will make all the difference in the world. All right, so you're sitting at your computer, you've been watching this webinar, you've heard my story, and you know that telesummits are the fastest way to grow your list, and that the only thing standing between you and a steady stream of clients is that following of loyal subscribers. So now I want to share with you the 6-figure freedom blueprint that I promised you earlier. This is the roadmap that every multi-6 and 7-figure coach has used to create financial and time freedom. Now, there's just 3 things that all successful entrepreneurs have to master, but you must master all 3 of these to create business freedom. All right, you ready? The first thing is building an audience. And today we talked about the fastest way to do that. Now, the second thing you need to master is nurturing your audience. You must master the fine art and science of connecting, learning how to create engaging content and inspiring people to take action, learning how to create webinars and video trainings and other vehicles that will fill programs and workshops. Now, once you've mastered that, the third and final thing to master is simply conversion, converting prospects into clients or the enrollment conversation. Now, if you're someone who really has something to contribute, if you are dedicated to adding value while creating a life of joy and freedom for yourself, you're probably wondering how you can get started building your list by hosting a telesummit. Well, I have got really great news for you. I've created a 22-week advanced training experience for you called the Instant Tribe Success System, where I'll break down each component of the telesummit, walk you step by step through the whole process, then teach you how to connect with your new audience, and lastly, how to convert them into clients. That's right, the whole enchilada. The 3 skills that you need to master to create business freedom. So this program is specifically designed to help you build a list by hosting your first telesummit, create authority, and master the skills to engage and enroll ideal clients, all in just 22 weeks. So if you want to get a highly responsive list, create a loyal following, build massive goodwill, and enroll clients with ease all in less than 6 months, this program is specifically for you. And here's how we'll do it. In the first 14 weeks, I will walk you through step by step your very first telesummit list build. At the end of that time, you will have a bright and shiny new list of thousands of loyal followers. So for the following 4 weeks, you'll learn how to connect with and engage your new tribe. Then in the final 4 weeks, you will learn a method for converting the most engaged prospects into high-paying clients with ease and without feeling salesy. Now, you'll be doing this by using the simple and very effective systems that I've created that nobody else has to pull off a flawless event without driving yourself or your family crazy with overwhelm. Now, this is even if you're a total technophobe, if you're just getting started in your business, or if you've never done anything like this before. It doesn't matter. I have helped many, many others in similar situations accomplish this in the past, and I know that you can do it as well. But this is so you can attract the people who are most likely to purchase your services and position yourself as an authority. Now, in phase 2, you'll be learning how to write email subject lines that get opened and content that gets your community to take action so you can fill your webinars and workshops. We'll do a deep dive into creating a webinar that converts so you can fill your programs and retreats. And then in phase 3, you'll master the enrollment conversation so you can easily enroll high-paying clients into private and group coaching programs so that you can start enjoying your life without spending all your time chasing after prospects. Now, mastering these 3 skills will give you a consistent, reliable, and predictable stream of income so you will never have to worry about money again. Now, you're going to be getting the same exact system that I used to add 3,000 people to my list in my very first list build, and that I have since perfected and helped numerous others do as well. All right, so by now you're probably wondering about the price. Well, this isn't some inaccessible guru's home study course that you purchase and put up on the shelf. In this course, I am holding your hand and walking you through every step of the process myself. And besides all the usual, a 10-module success guide, instructional videos, extensive samples and templates, this course includes weekly Q&A, training, and accountability calls. Now, I've seen many 6 or 8-week courses race through just the telesummit process alone and charge $1,000 or more. In this course, I'm going to be doing some serious hand-holding, and you'll get the complete support and training of not only hosting your first summit, but in phase 2, I'm including a free 3-hour virtual mastermind on webinar mastery. This is where you'll learn how to pull off a flawless webinar that converts like crazy. Now, that training alone typically sells for $1,000 or more. And phase 3 includes a 2-day live mastermind in Boulder, Colorado, where you will get to meet in person your fellow instant tribers, and together in a safe and nurturing environment of your peers, you will master the enrollment conversation. Now, this mastermind alone typically sells for $1,500. So each one of these phases is typically sold as a home study course without anywhere near the support and hand-holding as you'll get in this course. And I've seen each one sold separately for well over $1,000 each. But with the Instant Tribe Success System, I have put these all together, everything that you need to create business freedom, and you'll get all 3 of these components for just $300 down and 4 payments of $495. Or if you want to save even more, you can make just 1 payment of $1895. But it gets even better. So register by midnight on January 10th, and I'm including a 3-hour VIP day with me, where we will do a deep and customized dive into your business. We can work on an ascension plan. We can work on clarity on your marketing, your messaging, your ideal client, your niche. Wherever you need the most help, these sessions are completely transformational, and they're a $600 value. But this bonus goes away after January 10th. Now, I want you to know that I'm limiting enrollment in this course to just 30 people because I want everyone to have the support and personalized guidance that they need to be successful. So here's what I want you to do next. Click on the Register Now button, or you can type in instant-tribe.com, choose your payment plan, and you'll immediately get an email with the video introduction, the first 2 modules, the timeline generator, and the summit organizer, as well as our call schedule, so you can start working out the date for your first summit. Now, our first call is on February 10th, and I'm going to press everyone in that call to commit to a summit start date. So you'll be prepared and ahead of the game with these materials now. Now, if you're not ready to get down to business, roll up your sleeves and do the work it's going to take to get your business to that next level, then this course is not for you. But if you are, you will receive all the help and support you need to get there. That is my promise to you. So look, this is an incredible deal for those action takers who are ready to make this all happen now. So if you want to build a list of loyal followers in just 12 weeks, create authority in your field, learn how to engage, and master a system that will produce income on demand, and all in just 22 weeks, then I want you to click on the button now or go to instanttribe.com and register for this program that was designed for you. And if the discount and the bonuses aren't enough to push you over the edge, I have something else for you. On top of the amazing course material and the great deal, I want you to understand that you're protected by my You Must Be Happy 30-day guarantee. So if for whatever reason you are not happy with this course, your investment will be refunded completely with no questions asked, and you can even keep the course material. Because if you're not happy, I'm not happy. So you've got 30 days to check it out and the rest of your life to implement and reap the rewards. So if by the end of 30 days you decide it's not for you, let me know and I'll give you a full refund. No questions asked, and you can still keep everything. Now listen, let me wrap this all up for you. I've given you a lot of stuff, so to be clear, first of all, I'm giving you the 22-week Instant Tribe Success System. I'm also including the timeline generator and the summit organizer. These are 2 things that you won't find anywhere. I'm also giving you webinar mastery, which is the equivalent of a full-blown course on creating webinars. And you're also getting the live 2-day mastermind in Boulder, Colorado, where you'll have the opportunity to learn the enrollment conversation and practice with your fellow tribe members. Now, on top of that, if you register by January 10th, I'm giving you a free VIP coaching day with me. That's a value of $600. And to be clear, you're getting all of that for just $300 down and 4 easy payments of $495. Or you can save an additional $385 by making just 1 payment of $1895. And of course, you're protected by my You Must Be Happy guarantee. This is a really incredible value, and you can get it today at instant-tribe.com, and I urge you to do so, especially considering that the doors will close once and for all on this course on February 9th. Now, the next time I'm offering this course, I won't be limiting it to 30 people. So this is your last chance to get in a course that will give you everything that you need to master business freedom, and in a boutique setting with just 30 people. But like I said, the doors are closing once and for all on this course on February 9th. And the early bird bonus of a VIP session with me valued at $600 goes away in just 3 days from today, if there's even availability, because I'm limiting this course, as I said, to 30 people. So look, you've watched this entire presentation and you want a list of engaged prospects to market to, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And listen, you're still here, so you know this is an excellent value. So take advantage of this incredible discount, the amazing bonuses, and the can't lose guarantee now. You have absolutely nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. All right, my friends. So now I'd like to invite you to stay for my favorite part of every presentation, and that's the live Q&A.